Welcome back to Terrace Talks. I am Cass.
I'm Doug.
And you are the Butler Brigade. As you all know, that we do our Terrace Talks, which is our unplugged, unscripted, and unedited version of our second channel. We love to sit down and talk to other brigaders, other people that happen to live in Panama, their journey and their process, and get to know them. So if you've never seen Terrace Talks, you're in for a treat. So we always start off with an icebreaker. We do have with us today Mr. Keelan Miller. We are going to allow him to obviously introduce himself and tell y'all about himself. But to kind of ease into the conversation, we always start off with a cool icebreaker. So today's icebreaker, Keelan, I think this is a good one. So we're going to go into soul food. I love food. I don't know if you're a foodie or not. Cedric loves food. So think about this really hard. So first off, let me ask, are you a vegan? Because this might not even resonate with you.
I'm not a vegan, no.
Okay, well, good. This is good. This is good. Because you're going to go, I don't want none of it. One has to go, Keelan.
We're going to do introductions though, right?
We are. We're going to get to it.
Okay.
We're going to get to it. One has to go. Candy yams, collard greens, 3 cheese macaroni and cheese, barbecue ribs, fried chicken, or honey baked ham. One has to go.
Okay.
Which one are you choosing?
It's actually pretty easy for me.
Okay, and which one is it?
It would be the fried chicken.
Fried chicken. Is there a reason? You have a story behind fried chicken?
I,
Or
I don't eat any chicken that has bones in it.
Okay. Any chicken, so like you'll do a breast or a fillet, you'll do that, but you won't do no, you don't even do that?
No, yes, I do that. I do that.
Okay.
Boneless.
Nuggets, tenders, things like that.
Okay, cool. Understood. I can.
No, fried chicken, not too much.
Okay, I can understand that. Doug, which one is going for you?
Mac and cheese be gone in a heartbeat.
Mac and cheese.
Yeah, man.
And why?
Because I don't like mac and cheese.
You don't like it?
No.
Did you ever like it?
No.
For me, it's gonna.
And everything else on that list, hey, I can't do without, man.
For me, it would be candy yams. So I'm one of those weird people, Keelan. I like sweet potato pie, but I don't care for candy yams. Is that not the oddest? Is that strange or?
It's basically the same thing.
It is the same thing.
The only thing missing is pie crust, man.
But I don't really care for. I've never really cared for candy yams. I'll make them, but I think even when I make them, they're not the best vegetable that I make. And I think it's because I don't care for them. I will make them to appease someone that loves them, but they're not my thing. They're not my thing. All right, we're gonna do one more, and then we're gonna get to know Keelan. Take it up a notch. You're on an 8-hour road trip. You're going across, if you're in Texas, you're just going across Texas. You're on an 8-hour road trip. You can only listen to one artist and their playlist, their entire playlist. That's all you can listen to is any music that they have been featured on or that they sing. You can't skip. It's going to be straight music. So you don't know when you're going to get a banger or an ugly one. Who are you listening to? Prince, Michael Jackson, Maze, the Isley Brothers, Earth, Wind and Fire, Patti LaBelle, Luther Vandross, or Stephanie Mills?
Easy.
Easy. Okay.
Wow.
Easy. I mean, it would be between Michael and Prince, but I'm Prince all the way.
I knew I liked you, Keelan. Keelan,
Prince
I
is
knew
one
we
of the
were.
artists.
I knew we were kindred spirits. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Favorite artist of all time is Prince. My favorite band of all time is Isley Brothers. I don't think I could fail in either of those areas in choosing someone that is going to be one hit after another. But Prince, he can sometimes get very creative and artistic, and you never know what might come up in his Rolodex of music. But at least I know it'll be a good 8 hours of interesting music.
Yeah.
Doug?
I'm going to go with Michael.
You gonna go with Michael
I'm going to
Jackson?
go with Michael. Yes.
Wow.
Michael.
I'm shocked to hear that.
Michael has a whole bunch of Jackson 5 all the way to when he was solo to stuff that he wrote for other artists.
Okay. You said you're going to be all right for 8 hours with Michael.
Yeah, man.
And your favorite, Keelan, your favorite Prince album. I'm going to go album. Your favorite Prince album of all times.
Now you're making it hard. Um, I really, can I say a song?
You can do a song. Go ahead.
Say album. I mean, probably my favorite Prince song is Private Joy.
I don't think I even know that one.
You
That's
call yourself a fan.
that's on the Controversy album.
You know, I didn't really listen to Controversy that much. Maybe that's why I don't know Private Joy. Now you're gonna make me gonna listen to Private Joy after this interview. I'm gonna go listen to it.
The banger.
Okay. It's a banger.
The banger.
Okay. All right. Now is it a PG Prince song or is it an X-rated PG Prince song?
It's not X-rated, but Prince would use it. What's the word when he would be talking sexual, but he's not coming right out.
That's correct. That's correct.
In the window.
That's correct. Like Darling Nikki.
But I was singing these songs back in the day and had no idea.
Had no idea. There's a lot of songs out there we were singing and didn't know anything about what we were singing. Just the singing stuff.
You didn't know.
Just the sing. This one here was. I mean, think about it. Rick James and Mary Jane. We weren't supposed to be singing that song. I was what, 6th, 7th grade at best. Wasn't even supposed to be singing that song. All right. Well, thank you so much for participating in our icebreaker. So we're gonna get to know Keelan Miller. So for those of you all that don't recognize or don't know who's on the screen, obviously the name says Keelan Miller. What we're going to do right now, I'll call it the Before Panama. So BP. Before you came to Panama, who is Keelan Miller? Where do you come from? What's your age demographics? Any of those things that you would like to share. Go ahead, Keelan.
Born and raised just south of Detroit in a town called Monroe, Michigan.
Okay.
And then we moved to Ohio when I was in high school. I went off to college and lived in New York. I went to college in Jersey, lived in New York my early 20s, like 21 until 30. Then back to Ohio. The last 16 years I've been in Chicago.
Wow. Always in the northern cold part. Okay.
The north, and I'm a northeast coast, big city. I like bigger cities.
Okay.
Yeah, and I came here. I've been here since February 25th.
This year of 2026. Okay. Well, we're gonna get to the Panama part, but let's rewind for a minute. Do you want to share your age demographics? Just the range, thereabout.
I'm in the same age range as y'all. I'm 56.
Okay, 56. And your career path? You want to share what your journey was in any career field?
I've had many careers. Probably after when I lived in New York, I worked in the Broadway theaters.
Oh, wow.
As an usher and then a bartender.
Wow.
Yeah, I worked for the Pfizer, the pharmaceutical company, when I was in New York. But probably the job after leaving New York, I came back to Ohio, Toledo, Ohio, which is right by the Michigan-Ohio border, and I worked for 2 years in the automotive plants.
In the automotive plants.
That was the job I had the longest. That was the job I had when I lost my sight.
Okay, now we're going to transition into that. So, Keelan, do you want to share with our people that are listening something that they may not be aware of and that you just kind of segued into? So, go right ahead.
In 2009, at the age of 40, I had a preventive surgery that was because I was having some optic nerve damage done to my eyes. So I had an eye surgery that was supposed to relieve the pressure so there would be no more damage. And I came out of that surgery with no vision. Totally blind.
Totally blind, Keelan.
Totally blind. I'm driving one day and can't even walk the next day. Totally blind.
Oh my goodness. Wow. So, wow. I mean, I'm just shocked with that. I really am. I'm actually floored with that one. For 40 years, you had vision. And then the last 16 years, thereabout, you've been visually impaired. Keelan, On man. Okay, well, obviously that changed your life, and that I'm going to say that changed your career path with what you were saying. You were in the automotive industry. How, outside of the initial shock, logically, of I'm not able to see, was that something that was instantaneous, or were you waiting, obviously, for like the healing, and you're going, "Hey, doctor, I can't see anything," or was this something that you knew immediately when you came out of surgery?
No, it was immediate. It was immediate, and I was told that it would come back.
Okay.
Everything's statistics. So I was told it would come back. Don't worry. This has happened before. It'll come back. And then after a certain date, after a certain time limit, it's like, okay, it's not gonna come back. It's not gonna come back. So at the time, thankfully, I was a single father. My son, I had a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old when I lost my position. So,
Keelan.
so that, I just thanked them because that was a reason to get up.
Uh-huh.
I still had to get up and get them ready for school. I still had to be daddy.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
I would get up and get them to school, but then I would just get right back in the bed. That her first year, yeah, it was tough. It
I would
was
s- I would say uh man, that's a lot, because I'm going to sit there and go, I'm just guessing, and you can help me with this. I don't want to put words in your mouth. To have vision one day and don't have vision the next day, that I would say is probably harder than someone that has always, the only thing they've ever known is to be visually impaired. I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. Is it a matter, were you angry? Were you sad? Were you depressed?
definitely depressed, never angry, never
Okay.
angry. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Not only, the fact that I was such an independent person,
Mm-hmm.
that's even harder. Now I have to ask for help. Um, yeah, that I think that's the hardest part is being that I've been working since I was 16 years old. Never had to ask anybody for anything.
Right, right.
If I wanted to have something, I would make it happen. And this just changed the way that I have to make it happen.
Okay. Did you
But
have
so
to learn? No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, but
Oh, did you have to learn how to read Braille? Did you have to prepare your home in a different way that you could then navigate through it? Or was it a matter that you led by memory then at that point? You just remembered how to get to your kitchen. You remembered where that was. Okay.
yeah, like you said, losing your vision at the age of 40, you're set in your ways.
Mm-hmm.
Braille is something I don't know about, you know, other people, but I think the majority of people that lose their vision late in life, it's almost impossible to learn Braille. That's
Okay.
something you learn. Like most people that do Braille are born blind, and they learn
Yes.
that when they're going to what they call blind school, at a very young age. It's just, and then even nowadays with the electronics that we have,
Uh-huh.
doubt if they're even learning Braille like they did before.
Yes.
It's almost
Yes.
like writing in cursive.
Yeah. And you know what? I can almost imagine the blessing, at least, of having technology that we have advanced around us now. Obviously, I'm not visually impaired, but there are certain things that I know it's easier to do because we have voice recording, we have transcribing. You can walk through your house and say, Siri, turn on the lights. Alexa, turn on the music. I mean, you can do it. I think it just heard me. It did. It literally heard me here. So I'm not saying that that's a positive. I mean, that helps. I would just say technology advancement not going to make anything feel better, but you can probably acclimate a little bit better, knowing that we have these things called cell phones and technology around us. Do you use those in your day to day life? Is that what helps you?
Definitely,
Yep.
definitely. I'm Apple all the way. When
Okay.
I was doing my training for being blind, the lady, the trainer, she was telling me about. She came over with an iPad, and her fiance at the time was also visually impaired, and she was showing me the different things you could do on an iPad, how it talks to you. And I went out and got me an iPad the very next day. and I've
Yes.
been Apple all the way. And this I'm saying Apple because back then Apple products, they came from the factory with the
Mm-hmm.
technology built in them, to where the other, companies, you had to purchase something separately to add to your phone.
That's correct. A whole lot
Yeah.
of downloading. And it's funny you say that. That's actually why we navigated many moons ago the Apple. Cedric got tired of downloading and the virus risk. And I know exactly what you're saying, that Apple comes ready. Our grandson, one of his first items that he received was a iPad. And at that time, he was 2, 3 years old. Now, don't get me wrong, kids nowadays, technology wise, they know how to do everything. But he couldn't even read, but he could tell his iPad, go to YouTube or turn on this. And because he couldn't type it. So even when he would go to YouTube, he would just speak what he wanted to watch. And so you're right. I think it's a lot of things that technology just allows you to still be independent. And even when you cannot necessarily navigate around it, that you can still get things done. So, all right. Well, that was a lot there. So now we're going to get to where you just were. You're saying that it's February 2025 that you relocated to Panama. What area of Panama do you live in, Keelan?
I am living in an Airbnb right now.
Okay.
I could go back a little bit. And I guess if I'm going to share it, I should share it all.
Share it out. Whatever you would like to.
So what brought me to Panama was, my youngest son graduated high school last year. And when I was in my early 20s, I did a little traveling throughout Europe. And I said, when I become an empty nester, I want to travel again.
Okay.
There's other parts of the world I still haven't seen.
Uh-huh.
So I downloaded. I don't do social media because it's too negative for me.
Okay.
I tried that, and it just wasn't good for my lifestyle. So I downloaded a international dating app because none of the people none of my friends, none of my relatives, they're too scared to travel, or they don't have the money, or they're just not interested. And this is something that I wanted to do, and
Okay.
if I had vision, of course I could do it by myself. I would love it. I don't
Okay.
mind by myself, but without no vision, and that's a bit much even for
Uh-huh.
me. So I wanted to just connect with people around the world. And so I would have a connection there to go visit someone to, just do my travel.
Exactly.
I end up meeting someone and went to visit them, and it turned out to be more than a friendship.
Oh.
I went to Colombia. I met a nice friend in Colombia that we still in touch with, and then I met someone in Cuba, and me and that person, who's a man,
Uh-huh.
we being more than friendship. And so I spent a lot of time in Cuba last year,
I
all of
love it.
probably over 6 months in Cuba. And I don't know if you know what's going on there now, but in watching the different videos about traveling and Central South America, I discovered the Butlers. I discovered the Butlers, and
Well,
they taught me a whole bunch about relocating, and you that was the time when y'all was going through. I discovered y'all in February of last year.
yes. Yeah.
Uh,
That's when we were
and
just getting
went through
here.
your visa process.
Uh-huh. That's correct. Getting
You
our
were
visa process.
you were naming all the qualifications, and I'm like, well, hey, I qualified for that.
Mhm.
I don't, everything that's required. I have all of that.
I have that. And
Yes.
so prior to hearing us on YouTube or whatever social media, had you ever, because you were in the region, not close, but you were in the region as far as Colombia. Had you ever heard of Panama? Was Panama one of those places you were like, I wouldn't mind going to Panama if I could?
Only thing I knew about Panama was the Panama Canal.
Is that not what everybody
Yeah,
says?
that's
We
that
all
is.
say that. The
Yes.
Panama Canal, that's all we know. We all know about the Panama Canal. So was it from Cuba or from Colombia that navigated you over to Panama? Which one of those were you at? Or were you back in the States when you decided to come over?
I was back in the States. I was going back and forth to Cuba. I went 3 different times in 2025. But, we were trying to find, with the new administration in the United States, there's no Cubans are coming to
That is
America.
That's
correct.
correct.
That's correct.
So we were trying to find a place that he could go to, that I could go to, and we could get to know each other.
Oh,
And
wow. So
see,
did your friend, did they transfer over with you as well? Or was this a solo trip when you decided to do Panama?
I'm still waiting. He-
Oh,
You
for,
know, unfortunately, his visa process is not as easy as mine. So
yeah,
any day he should be receiving his
any
visa.
day.
Any
So if
day.
I'm hearing you correctly, then Keelan, you relocated to Panama by yourself,
All by myself. And
visually impaired.
yes. And if he would have told me that even 6 months ago, I would have said, no, that's not going to happen. But
Keelan, stop the presses. There's people sitting at home right now that have they sight, they hearing, money, good health, good age. The only thing that's keeping them at home is fear.
Yep.
Fear itself. And you did this and you are here and you did it on your own. You have to tell us how you did that. I mean, because there are people that are sitting at home right now, like I said, we just said, it's only fear. They don't have any reason as to why they can't get off their couch other than, oh, I don't know why, I don't know. How did you do this? Are you naturally just a person that just jumps off the cliff and say, I'm going to do it? Or was it something you got to share?
I mean, I guess I am kind of naturally that way. Like I said, I moved to New York City, not knowing anybody in my early 20s. When I
Okay.
moved to Chicago, like I told you, I had at that time, my kids were what, that's 6 and 8.
Okay.
He blah that I had already lost my vision 2 years earlier, and I moved to Chicago with my two young
Wow.
kids, didn't know anybody.
Didn't know
So
anybody.
my here, I started the Pitchinata visa process in August. Me and my
Okay.
young son came to Panama. That was my first time coming here in August, and I started the process. 6 months from August is February.
Sure
So
is.
we were waiting for my partner's visa. The visa's not here yet. I have to finish this process. I have to put some money down.
Money in. Right.
Yeah, I've already invested in this. So it was either don't come or come.
Okay.
And no one else, I had no friends, no family. My son's like, I'm not going back. And but as far as fear, I was scared as
I
heck.
know. I can understand.
That
And Panama City is one of those places. I'm glad that you are actually in. Are you in the city? You're in the city though.
I'm in the
And
city right now. This
okay.
is my third Airbnb that I'm in, and I think it's the San Francisco area near
Okay.
San Fernando Hospital.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the one that's down the street. Oh,
It's S, the
it
Avenue Espanol.
is.
Yep.
Yeah.
It
That's
is.
exactly. That's that one. So the city is it's interesting even for those of us that can see there. There's a lot of things that you might have a little comfort on that you can't see, such as the ride sharing and Uber driving. So you have to tell us, how do you get around every day? There's a lot of things I would like to ask you, and one of those is the mobility of getting around as far as being visually impaired and navigating the sidewalks and the streets. What do you use? How do you conquer that?
I haven't done that on my own yet.
Okay.
So every time, as far as I'm walking, I'm holding on to somebody's elbow.
I like that. Okay.
The
Okay.
great thing about the Ubers here, I mean, is that, as you all know, they're cheap compared to
Yes.
Chicago.
Yes.
They're,
Compared to anywhere.
Uh-huh.
they come right to the door.
That's correct.
Right
And
to the
so
I'll just jump in
how
the Uber if I'm traveling solo.
if you're traveling solo, how are you alerted that they're there? That's what I would like to, I guess, have the audiences know or the
And
listeners know.
another fortunate thing, all the buildings that I've been in so far, they either have, a doorman or security.
Yep. That's
Mhm.
correct.
Hey, Panamanians are some of the nicest people.
And
They
it's
Some of
absolutely
the
are.
funny that you say that. Very accessible.
always willing to help. Always
Yes.
willing to help me. Yeah.
Yes.
So they helped me get into the car, and when I pull back up, they're right there when I get out the car.
Because I'm assuming that your building and the doormen, they know that there's assistance that's needed. So they're already looking for you when you come to assist you in that way. But even like you just shared, even if they did know that, we found that as well. Panamanians are just very the ability not only to assist people that are either impaired in anything or even visually elderly, they're going to stop and assist. That is just their culture and it's what they do. How do you do, let's just go daily life. How do you get your groceries?
Good question, because that was one of my biggest challenges.
Okay.
And here at this Airbnb, I'm here for the host who doesn't speak much English, but I reached out to her, and her cousin came, who's a psychiatrist here in Panama City. And she took me grocery shopping.
Wow.
Shopping. And in the past, I had someone someone I met at the first Airbnb that I was at. At the Airbnb, I was just renting a room. So this one was a big one. There was 5 other rooms being rented, and it was all Americans in there. And so there was a guy from Boston. Him and I have become friends, and he was helping me out. But again, Spanish is not his first language, so it's pretty limited. But when she came to the store last week, she hooked me up. She
was able to help you out there. I think I might also know somebody else that I might be able to send your way too that can definitely do some errand running for you that I know is looking for some assistance and part-time errand. Just basically, I call it Jane of all trade. I mean, that's what she'll do. So I'm going to connect you with this person that came to mind. As soon as you said that, what other challenges? And again, this is not going to be staying focused on the visual aspect, but I think it is definitely one that it is a part of your journey. You left the States and cannot visually see and navigate, and you're thriving. I mean, I'm listening to you. How do you feel about Panama? Is it one of those places that you feel like it's been accessible? Do you like it?
Unfortunately, still I haven't been able to get out like I want to, partly because I'm waiting for my partner to explore.
And I understand that. I do.
With him, but I need to build still a circle of friends and people to get out and do things with. But yeah, but I came here, not like I said, not knowing anybody. I asked the question in the WhatsApp group about can someone recommend a driver? And when the Bryants both they reached out to me separately, like she told me where I could find it in the group, and he actually recommended a driver. I got in touch with that driver, and that's all. That's the only connection I had when I got on that airplane. Was I knew that this driver was going to be at the airport to pick me up.
Oh my goodness!
Never met before, and yeah, so it was very scary. My family was very, I ended up just in the traveling that I've been doing the last year, since the last year and a half, Colombia, and I've learned to not even share much with people because people are so negative, and I don't think that
they are.
Just like you said, they're fearful.
They're fearful.
And I had one of my case manager from my health insurance. I just talked to her the other day, and I'm like, I'm in Panama, and she's like, "What are you doing in Panama?" She's like, she's like, "Have you been watching the news? People aren't traveling." I'm like, I had to correct her. I'm like, I said I'm in Panama. I'm not in Iran. People are traveling every day. There's people coming in and out of Panama, hundreds of people every day coming in and out of Panama.
I think it's what you said, Keelan. People first off, they already have a fear. First off, they're looking for any reason to assure them why they don't want to do something. So it's raining, it's cold, I got to do this. There was a war going on. You can't travel, you can't get back. TSA is closed. Clear club. I mean, they just gonna use anything because if you take all those away, they're gonna come up with another one because they really don't want to leave to begin with. And that's really it. So they need another reason. And go ahead, babe.
Well, I'm my 2 cents in this is that the easiest thing to do is fail.
Yeah.
It requires you to do nothing. So that's what most people do. Nothing.
They do nothing.
They talk a good game, but when it's time to put action into it, they're not going to do it. And then they'll convince other people why that's a good idea about not
going, and everybody becomes complacent. And I'm glad that you didn't let fear, because I've heard you say, yeah, it was scary. I had to figure this out, but you did it. Was there ever a moment that you almost didn't go?
It wasn't. No. Once I knew that he wasn't going to be able to be here, and once I made that decision that I'm going to do it anyway, I'm going. No, I like challenges, and I like what you just said about the failure. Just like I got on the airplane to come here, I can get on the airplane and take my butt right back to Chicago.
You sure can. You sure can. I think that's what people forget. I'm like, y'all know planes still go both ways, right? I'm not stuck. If I ever want to move or go somewhere else, I can. It's okay. It's okay. And I'm glad that you made it, and that you're here now, and that you're even paving the way for your partner for when they get here. And he will be here any day. And I know that he will. So I know you're not trying to navigate too much, because I know you're wanting to experience things together. And I understand that. I would be the same way with Cedric.
Facts.
If one of us was there and the other one wasn't, I wouldn't want to be having too much fun without him, because I want that when I go here that he gets to go as well.
And it's genuine.
And that it's genuine, that it's not. Yeah. So first we're going to go up here, then you're going to see this and going to be like, man, I wish you hadn't did all this. Is your partner visually impaired, or do they have vision? My
partner has full vision.
Okay.
And does not speak English.
Oh my goodness.
I like challenges. It's just something that I, gravitate to.
So that all I heard was you won't have an excuse once he's here to get better with Spanish.
But they've been together for over a year. He hasn't learned Spanish.
But it's different though. It's different when you're in country and seeing each other every day.
Yeah. Okay, so
I've been taking Spanish classes online for the last year and a half.
Okay.
But as y'all have mentioned before, and then a lot of my Spanish is, from him. And Cuban Spanish, Panamanian Spanish.
Yes.
It's a little bit different.
They're different.
It is.
Panamanians are very slang. They're very slang oriented. We tell everybody that. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with educating yourself on phrases and knowledge and words. But if even Panamanians will sit there, and I've shared this before, we've had Panamanians that are our neighbors sit there and say that when they have someone from Venezuela, Colombia, Cuba talking, they will also stop them and go, what did you just say? Because they don't know what they just said. Panamanian Spanish is very fast. It's fast and very, very heavy in the slang. So how do you all communicate?
A lot of translation.
A lot of translate. So you just speak into the translate in English. It translated for his hearing in Spanish, and then translated back to you so that it can be orally spoken in English, I guess is how it has to be, because you're not going back and forth on text message.
No, but when we text you, there's an app that you could it translated for you, and then it appears to him in Spanish.
Okay.
And then with the I have on the iPhone the translation app. You can I speak it, and then it repeats it in Spanish. And then he would speak it, and then it would just automatically repeat it in English for me. I
love it. Okay, now a year and a half now, y'all been together. You're going to have to learn a little bit more Spanish now.
No, we can communicate. I have words and saying, but it's hard when, like I said, I went 3 times to Cuba last year. And so, right when you start getting the hang of it, it's time to go back home.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's where Cedric was right now.
Yep. You're not using it, you lose it. So
you will lose it
quickly.
No, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. So I was going with, what does a normal day look like for you in Panama? Now I didn't realize, like you said, it's only been This is March. You've been there since February, and you don't want to go experience too much. And you've done 3 Airbnb moves in basically 5 weeks. That's a lot right there. So, but what does a normal day look like for you right now?
Taking my Spanish lessons.
Okay.
Watching a lot of. I'm a big tennis fan. Before I lost my vision, I played tennis, watched tennis. There's been tennis the last 2 weeks. Good, 2 good tennis tournaments going
They
on.
sure have.
I when the Bryants was here, I went on a couple of excursions with them. We went to Monkey Island,
Yes, Monkey
In
Island.
there.
where the indigenous Panamanians,
Yes.
a river somewhere. We took that
Uh-huh.
tour. But like I said, I'm not trying to do too much of
Not do
that.
too much. I can understand that.
I have met another friend. He's kind of ghosted me lately.
Oh.
It may be a lot, dealing with a blind person. I understand. I personally don't think it's not, but it's just not for some people. Having to navigate and tell me when we're walking and different things. But one of my things that I heard y'all and other people talking about Parque Omar. So
Mm-hmm.
we went through, I walked through Parque Omar, which is something that I always wanted to do.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
I'm getting out here and there. The person that took me grocery shopping, she offered, she just asked me yesterday whether I want to go out and have some coffee or something. Or she speaks pretty good English, and her husband, I haven't met
Mm-hmm.
him, but yeah, I have the opportunity, but I do want to. Yes, I'm looking for friends.
Okay. And Keelan, this is going to really be really funny for you. I know the brigade. I know them well. I know our people. I know this group. Most people are going to sit there and go, where has he been? Because if he wants friends, we're here. So I'm telling you now, he's in our WhatsApp community, you guys. And I'm letting you know, Keelan, you might as well get ready for your phone. You might as well get ready.
Yeah, turn the notifications off.
The brigade is getting ready to pull you out of that Airbnb, and you're getting ready to be in the streets. I don't know what else to tell you. I hope you take vitamins. That's about all I can tell you.
I'm ready. Since losing my vision, I got into running. In 2016, I started walking on the treadmill, and eventually it just turned into a run. I ran the Chicago Marathon in 2018, and I've been running ever since. I never would have did that if I had my vision. It's opened up so much for me. Opened up so much. I believe that things
Wow.
happen for you, not to you. Stop making excuses about something and look at what it can do for you. It's happening to me for a reason. So I'm still here. I'm very,
Keelan.
very active. I'm very physically fit, is what I'm trying to
Yes, you
say.
are.
So
Yes,
let's
you are.
go. I'm ready. I love hot weather. I know I'm gonna love Panama. I love it so far.
I am glad to hear that. I really am. I'm glad to hear that. And I love hearing that you have a encouragement attitude, because I can imagine that anytime I'm hearing news stories of where, and it's funny that you just said that things don't happen to you. Anytime I'm hearing news stories of things that it seems like it was a whoa, man, that was heavy that happened to somebody. I always kind of put myself in their shoes for a minute, even if it's something like the person who was sent to prison for 70 years and they then find out this person never did this crime. And anytime that they get out, they're like, I'm not angry. I had to let that go. And I'm sitting there going, I don't know if I got that gene. I don't know. I don't know if I was made that way. And I don't know. There's a positivity and always a peacefulness that come from people that have experienced something that you feel would be heavy, and they don't look at it that way. I don't know. It's a blessing. I don't know what it is about. I don't know. I can't share it. I don't know. I've never been able to pinpoint it, but I think I don't have that gene. I don't have that. You got to carry on. I don't know. I think I'm gonna be miserable for a minute. I don't know.
There's always a lesson in it. There's a lesson.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you're angry, you're not gonna get the lesson.
You're not gonna get it.
That's fact.
Oh my goodness. Okay, now we're gonna talk about Panama itself. So somebody that's coming to Panama for the first time, what's one place? So for instance, when your partner get here, that you all are like, I've heard about it, I want to experience it. I want to go. What's one place that's on your list that you know that you all want to go do together?
Him and I haven't talked a lot about Panama and what we want to do. There was a place that I think Dub you had. It was very challenging for you. It's up. I
Oh
want
no, not
I want
Econ
to
Hill.
And Con Hill.
that's it. Yes, yes.
You ran in the Chicago Marathon. You gonna be fine. You gonna get up that hill and you gonna be going, Dub was having a hard time with this.
Dub was 50 pounds heavier than
Yeah,
he
he
is
was.
right now.
He was 50 pounds heavier. He was 50
Sure.
pounds heavier and had a hurt foot. He had a
Uh,
hurt foot.
Looking good over there.
He is. He's slimming down, looking good. I just gave him compliments on that today. He's looking like the youngster I met 20 something years ago. He really is looking good. So I'm gonna do some rapid fire questions. We're gonna get to know you a little better here, okay? So beach or city, if you had to choose where to live. I think I already know the answer. You've given us 4 cities that you love already, but go ahead.
City all the way. I love the hot weather, but I don't like
Yeah.
the sun.
I wonder, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but this might even been before you actually had vision. Does the sound of the city actually give you comfort? Does too much silence, is it somewhat nerve-wracking?
You can put the words in my mouth because you're reading me very well. I love it.
Okay.
I love it. It makes me feel alive. And even
Okay.
before I lost my vision, yeah, I just love like getting out and just feeling the energy from the
Hmm.
sound on the street. Yeah, I live for it. I live for it.
When you lived in New York, what area did you live in?
I lived all over. First, I moved to Queens. Then I moved to Brooklyn,
Yeah.
then to Jersey City, and then I moved to Harlem.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, you do like the heart
That's
of the city. The heart. That's where it's at.
yeah.
Any famous Broadway show that you was able to work on that you can or that you saw that you were able to share with us that you were able to see?
Well, as an usher, and
Oh, yeah, but
this was in the '90s, so I saw them all. I saw them.
wow.
I worked when I first started. I was at Cats at the Winter Garden Theater. Um, Cats, Les Mis. What was the one that when the tap dancing one?
Shoot, that's all.
Simeon Glover.
With
Lady in Love,
oh, Damien
Saigon,
Glover. Damien
Yeah.
Glover. Yes.
Saigon, Les Mis,
Okay.
Whoopi Goldberg when she did the Forum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, a lot of celebrities. I'm not good at seeing celebrities like in person because they look
Uh-huh.
different. They look
Do
different.
they look different? Okay.
But one of my biggest probably, like, I'm not a big Barbara Streisand fan, but I'm
Okay.
big in just seeing her and her eye, the bluest eyes I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
And she looked fearful, like she was looking around. A lot of people, just like she was waiting for somebody to attack her. So
Oh my
she's
goodness.
scared.
Oh,
To me,
wow.
that's how I read it. But no, I came across so many famous people. I mean, I'm walking down the street and crossing the street and running, Cindy Crawford, I
Uh-huh.
bumped into her, we just ran smack into each other and whatever she was holding, she dropped it all over and, helping her pick it up. I mean, I've been in the club where Madonna and her entourage walked by, Janet Jackson,
Oh, that's my girl now.
yeah, LL Cool J. I went to go to a movie and get the tickets. I was buying tickets for a later movie. This is before the internet. Um,
You have to actually go to the ticket booth. That's what
Yeah.
kids going. Why is he at the ticket counter buying tickets?
yeah, and the
What you
guy,
do.
That's what.
yeah, and he was like, I told him got the tickets for this time. And he's like, you should go to. He was like, that was just LL Cool J. He's going to this time, and I'm like, well, I'm coming around. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
not
not
coming to
ready
see
to see
LL.
that. Right, I'm coming to see a movie. But yeah, just lots of celebrities.
Okay, lots of celebrities. I would say you see them a lot. Definitely in New York. One of my favorite shows that I like to watch right now is The Chi. So when people say that they from Chicago, actually there's 2 shows that I really did like. One was called Shameless, and it was ventured around south side of Chicago with the Gallaghers. Oh my gosh, weirdest family. I don't know if you were ever in that show or not, and if you ever watch it.
Watched a little bit of it.
Did
Yeah.
you really? Oh my gosh. I say everybody's life feels better after you watch Shameless. Ooh, they had a hard life. They had a hard life. That doggone Frank Gallagher is something else. All right, we're going to do another one. Morning or nightlife? Which one is your routine? You know you're not neither one of them,
Well,
really.
no, I'm not.
Cedric's prime time is about 2 to 6.
Yeah.
6 and then it's over.
That's it.
He don't want to do morning. He don't want to do evening. But anything that's that 2 to 6.
Hey, look, late comes early. The older you get.
I'm a morning.
You're a morning person.
As a younger, like when I was in New York, you didn't get to the club until midnight, and then you didn't leave. I had my thing one time. I left, and it was daylight, and I was like, never again. So I always made sure I got home before the sun came up. But
Okay,
yeah.
you say, "Now I can't party till the sun up."
Yeah. So now in my 50s, morning, definitely morning. I'm
Morning.
up at no later than 6 o'clock every day, just
Oh
automatic.
wow! Oh wow!
Ouch.
Okay, you even beat me. That's literally even for me. Cooking at home or eating out? You like a home cooked meal or you like to go eat out?
Definitely home cooked. It's too expensive eating out all the time.
Yeah, home cooked. I have a double life. So when we're here in Texas, which is where we are right now, Keelan I didn't know what I had even shared it with you, but right now we're in the States here for a few weeks.
No,
I like
a couple
a few
months.
weeks. I like the sound of a few weeks better than a couple of months. For some reason, a few weeks sounds better. And got to get some stuff done.
It does not.
It does. We got to get some stuff done as far as VA, our house. We're voting, all kind of stuff. And I'm glad we did come back for some of that stuff. But I cook more here at the Texas house than I do when we are in Panama. And it's like Cedric just said, some of it is affordability. Some of it is just we have a softer life in Panama, spoiled life, which my life is spoiled in Texas too. But eating out is definitely not as affordable in Texas as it is in Panama. And then we're here and our grandkids won't leave our side. So my grandson eat like a grown man. He actually eats more than Cedric. So you cannot go feed him on those $5.99 kids meal. That's not gonna do nothing. He gonna want a whole $20 entree, and he's only 6. So I do cook more here in Texas, and when we're back in Panama, I tend to put those pots and pans down for a minute. So who's the primary cook? So since you like cooking, are you the primary cook in your household, or is it your partner?
My partner.
Okay. Is he a better cook, or does he just cook for convenience? Is he a better cook, or he just cooks for the convenience?
He would probably be a better cook. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a better cook.
Yeah, but like he'll eat. They have it's very limited in Cuba.
In Cuba.
Yeah, they have food shortages and different things. So he eats rice more than and I'm like, as Americans, we spoiled. Like, come on, we are spoiled, and that's one
Yes,
thing
we are.
about getting out and seeing other. It makes you appreciate what you have.
Wow.
And like so he'll eat rice and things like rice. I'm trying to think what else he wanted to serve me. It's like I can't eat this the first thing in the morning. I need some breakfast food,
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves to cook food.
Okay. So I realize right now you've already explained in regards to the door service and getting Ubers, but if your partner was there or even if you had someone that was there to assist you more, you think that you would do more walking or would you still do more ride share in Panama?
I would do more walking. I love public transportation. I can't wait to take the metro and
You're
the
gonna
bus.
love that.
I love Metro.
Yeah, I love public transportation. I love subway.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love the metro. We've enjoyed the metro. It's clean. It's spacious. It's affordable. It's fast. It keeps you out of the Panama traffic. It takes you almost anywhere you need to get. We've never felt unsafe on it at all, ever, not one time. Yeah, so we definitely recommend it. So, all right, I'm gonna bring this on home. No, go ahead.
I'm not willing to go there right now by myself. So
Yeah,
if
and
I
I understand that.
with, yeah, like, once he gets here, or if I, get a little circle of friends, I'm gonna be out all the time.
You are. Well, either way, even when you get your partner, don't be just acting like it's just gonna be y'all two.
Yeah.
You better come on out now. You're gonna come on out. I'm telling you, Keelan, you're not ready for. I can't tell you anymore. You'll see. We've done these Terrace Talks with people, and I have called it, and what I called happened. Whether that was people sliding in people DMs, all of a sudden people that were single, they were getting booed up. Cause I'm telling them, I'm like, you got 14,000 people that watch our channel.
Um,
Get ready. Get ready, Keelan. You're gonna see. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh.
and
Oh
I,
my God. Go
yeah,
ahead.
but
And you like that?
I saw y'all at the what is the Thursday
The
throwback?
Throwback Thursday.
Oh,
Yes.
Thursday, and they like, no, they still on the dance floor, and I was like, it's like 8, 9 o'clock, and they up in here party, yeah.
Party. We
I
party. Throwback Thursday.
come.
I love it. And that's my time. I get my steps in. I dance. I'm a dance. I like music. I love music. That's my energy booster. People ask me all the time, Cass, how do you keep going, going, going? Well, Thursday is my unplugged day. Unwind. Not a care in the world. I'm just out there just dancing, getting all my energy. So that, hey, it's hard for folks to talk to me on Thursdays. And I tell them that. Yeah, I got to talk to me on them other days. Thursday is my dance day. I'm dancing. So, Keelan, what would you say to anybody sitting at home, scared, fearful to make a move like you did? Floor is yours.
What would I say to them? Stop making excuses. If anything, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this. If I can help inspire anybody, if I can, like you were saying, you just stop making excuses. If fear is our worst enemy, it can be done. It can be done. I'm doing it. I was fearful too, very
Mm-hmm.
fearful. But I'm here, like you said, I'm thriving. Like, I even if my partner, say he can't get here for 6 months, I think I still want to stay here and
Yes.
experience and ride this ride. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Stop
I'm
making
glad to hear it. Stop making excuses. At the end of the day, Keelan has shared. Stop making excuses. Today is the day. Today is the day. We got to do that. We are so thankful and appreciative of you sitting here, taking the time to communicate your journey. I am so glad and honored to know you. I'm sorry we weren't able to spend a whole lot of time together, but we coming right on back. And if you in the San Francisco area, I'm telling you now, you might as well get ready. You getting ready to be in the streets. That's about all I can tell you, Keelan. You being in the streets, you're going to have a calendar of all your appointments. I'm like, oh, Lord.
and I appreciate y'all. I mean, y'all are part of the reason that I'm here. Just,
Well,
like I feel like y'all are my own cousins or something.
and we
Uh,
are. And we are.
Thank you. And we love the one-liners, the
Hey,
And then
I try to be good with them.
he tries to be. Today's the day for those. Again, thank you so much. Thank you for being here and talking to us. Everybody, this is exactly what Terrace Talks is all about. We sit around, we get to know people that are in the brigade, get to know them a little bit better, share their journey, their process, what brought them to Panama, how they're doing in Panama. And if I can leave you with any words of wisdom, I'm going to piggyback on definitely what Keelan said. Stop procrastinating. Stop living in fear. Tomorrow's not promised to any one of us. And if someone who cannot visually see was able to get up off their couch and make the move, you have no excuse. Like you literally have none. It's only you. It's only you that's making you stay at home. Yep. So once again, this is Terrace Talks, Cass and Dub on the Unplugged segment. We've been speaking to Keelan Miller. Thank y'all so much for being here. Like, share, follow, comment.
Subscribe.
With that, we're out. See y'all next time on Terrace Talks. Thanks.
Hey. All right, Brigade.